currency of God is people. Is what? People. Which will mean that everyone seated here is a currency that God wants to spend. We are what? We are currencies that God wants to what? Spend. I'm going to tell you how God spends you. When God wants to spend a man, now, spending in spiritual sense means sending. So spending is sending. Are you there? So God is a spender, meaning that He is a sender. Are you there? So spending means what? Sending. You know, you are God's currency, right? And God wants to spend you. He wants to send you. Take for instance, if God wants to save a family, how He will do that can just be saving one person in that family. Do you know why? Because God knows that by saving just one person, He can save every other person where? In the family. So God will now use that one as a what? As a tool, as a currency to get every other member of the family. My question to you is this: if God desires Ondo, can He spend you as the currency to get it? Ondo is even too large. If God desires your school, can God spend you? Tenny, can God spend you as a currency to get Adeyemi for Himself? Until you become a currency through which God can get what He wants, you are not an agent of revival. Are you there? An agent of revival is that currency that God can spend. When God wants to see revival, what does He use? He uses what? People. Are you there? Now this is a rule in the spirit. God uses people for people. God uses what? People for people. God uses people to save people. If God wants to save people, who will He use? If God wants to bless a person, who will He use? A person. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, because God wants to spend you as a currency, one of the things that God can do is He will now establish, He will direct your step to ensure that He brings you into a relationship that can make that a reality. So suddenly you will discover that you are this type that does not really pray. Are you there? But one way or the other, you became friends. You became friends with someone that loves praying. Do you know what God wants to do? He is trying to bring you into a relationship. Are you there? So that on the strength of that relationship, that grace for prayer that you don't have, you will what? You will get it. I don't know if I have a witness here.